بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. We're still continuing the explanation of Surah Al Baqarah, and today, as we usually, before we start on the explanation of Quran, we always have a section that I like, and I wanted to make a comment on it as I saw it. The owner of this statement, talking about the negligence of the family, of the parents when they are old. He says, a lot of times when I go to condole a friend because his father died or his mother passed away in the house of the person who died, and I'm really surprised about the condition of that house. The paint is too old, the furniture is too old, the windows are broken, the floor is very bad, even though the house is in a very luxurious place and the family is rich. So what happened? When the parents get old and the distance of the kids away from them and not concerned about their parents makes wonders in the house. And then he mentioned something that he stated, that if Allah give you money, buy to your parents, your mom, a new bed that will take care of her very delicate body, fix her kitchen, talk to them. It's okay to renew the furniture or their clothes or their paint. Watch their needs, watch her carpet, her closet. If Allah gave you in the money more, give her more, like gold, give her something more. Give your father with a new eyeglasses. Every once in a while, buy him something he likes. Concentrate on the things that he loves more and the things that he will feel shy to ask. Take care of his underwear, his socks, his preferred perfume, but his medicine, it is more important to you that you give him more than the water that you drink. Don't think that they ate everything and they are fine with everything in life and you more deserving of this life than them. No, they are more deserving of everything in you in this life. They are life by itself, and if you want to make sure of it, ask those who lost their fathers and mothers. If one of your brothers made you mad, make up with him because of your love to them. Show them that you love each other and you are concerned with each other before the death, before the departure. He said last Friday, I watched a father of one of my friends, may Allah have mercy on him, and I saw his kids, they are kissing his feet and they wipe their faces with it, and I said to myself, how beautiful this is if it happened during his lifetime. Your father is more prior that you love and you do good to than anybody else on earth. You have to give him all your best of your time, your health, and pay to them the best of your money. first to Allah and His Messenger, and then to your parents. They kept crying. When somebody was crying, he said, my father, he died and he never been satisfied of a meal that he used to love. I wasn't miser, but I was busy with life. And another person, he said that he went to his mother on a rainy night, and she told him before she slept, she said, Alhamdulillah, you came over. I feel cold and I have no strength to put the garment on myself. Then he started crying. The point is, do good to your parents when they have no need for money. The best favor you could do to their parents, you don't mention their mistakes as if they didn't happen. Be kind to them, show them love and compassionate, respect them, be kind and respectful before you depart from them or they depart from you. These are very important things I want to remind my brothers who still have that treasure that we lost before them, and they will lose it no matter what, because every soul will taste the death. Allah said, say the death that you are running away from is going to meet you, and then you're going to go back to Allah and He will tell you what you were doing. So going back to the ayah where Allah says, and do not eat your money falsely and give it to the leaders so you could eat some people's money and you are no. Allah said, don't eat your money. So no, don't eat money from each other, but Allah said don't eat your own money, because when you eat the money of your brother, you have eaten your own money transgressively, evilly, wrongfully. The believers are like one soul, so Allah made the eating of the money, taking the money of your brothers, just like taking your own money wrongfully. And Allah said in the other ayah, do not even give nicknames to each other, even though you give it to somebody else. Meaning, don't mock each other, don't kill each other, because Allah said that He made the believers as one soul, as brothers. So whatever you do to them, you are doing to yourself. If you mock your brother, you are mocking yourself. And that's how the Arabic literature goes. They mention your own money instead of the money of your brother. The Prophet ﷺ told us that all the wealth of the Muslim is sacred to the other Muslim. And the worst thing of eating people's money, that you own it by falsely swearing to Allah. You swear to Allah and you know that you're lying. This is the worst swearing. The Prophet ﷺ said, whomever did take a piece of right from his brother with his swearing, Allah will forbid the paradise on him, and He will allow him to enter the hellfire. And the companion, they said, even if it is just like a small stick, he said, even if it is a small stick or less. And the worst form, to know that you are wrong, you are evil, you don't want to give back the rights of others, and you take your statement to a judge and you bribe him, and you know that you are wrong and you are taking this money wrongfully, and you're going to be sent with your action. Allah says, and don't be to the betrayers as a defender. If you know someone who is wrong, you cannot defend him. Allah said that we have given you the book and the truth, so you will judge between people from what Allah showed you, and do not be to the betrayers as a defender and ask Allah's forgiveness. Allah is merciful, and do not debate those who are say good things about themselves. Allah don't like those who talk right things about themselves and they're wrong, knowing that they are wrong. So the Muslim cannot defend in a case that he knew that his the defendant is wrong, because Allah Azza wa Jal said, and do not be to the betrayers as defender, because Allah said, do not debate on those who are saying good things about themselves and they are wrong, because Allah says, there you are, you debated on their behalf in this life. Who is going to debate? Who is going to defend you at the day of judgment? Or who's going to guarantee you? Who's going to save you? So it's very important that you know that the rule of the judge does not permit something that is forbidden, nor or vice versa. And the verdict of the mufti, of the sheikh, does not make anything forbidden permissible. All the things Allah has forbidden and His Messenger is forbidden, and all the things Allah permitted and His Messenger is permissible. Not anyone can change that. The Prophet ﷺ said, I make my judgment of what is shown in front of me, and Allah take care of the things hidden. And the Prophet ﷺ said, I am a human being, and you come to me and start complaining in front of me, and each one of you will say his side of the story, and whomever I judge in his behalf, he ought to know that I'm judging in a piece of the hellfire. He could either keep it or give it away. He could hold that fire or let go of it. So remember that your piety is, the good person is the person that when you know him, when you deal with him with the money. Umar one time asked Salman, am I a king or a khalifa, replacement for Prophet? He said, if you took a money and you put it in a place that's not is what it's supposed to do, where it's supposed to be, is then you are a king, not a khalifa of the Prophet, because the people's wealth, it is protected by Allah and His Messenger, and those who take people's money unjustly, they're going to be asked, and they will be asked about everything, small and big, and destruction for those from the time of judgment and the day of judgment. Where did you get the money and where did you spend it? So each one, we need to prepare an answer for that. So the judges in our history, first of all, it is a great prestigious position. Whomever did it as is rightful it is, and then this person, he is making a great statue, and Allah Azza wa Jal has raised the statue of this person who does this, and He forbid the wrong doing. Even actually He gave him reward whenever he mistakes, not because of the mistake, because he did his best, but he did not make the right decision. But he is rewarded for his effort, for his trying, and he will be forgiven the mistake he made, as long as he knew that he knew the truth. He did not rush whenever a dispute came to him. He did not take a position over the other before he listened to the other side and tried to see all the evidence and explore all the facts, and to leave his feelings aside. Because each person who come and dispute, they give him a glass where you cannot see nothing except what you in the glasses. You see it in his way, but once you take it out, take the other glasses, then you will see that there is two versions of each story. And how many times you listen to you listen to one part of the disputers and makes you so angry at the other person. But if you calm down and listen to the other side, and after you listen, you say, Alhamdulillah, I did not rush to my decision, and I waited for the other party to explain them. And the best thing is the position of Dawood. Allah talked about them in Al-Quran, where two people disputed to Dawood alayhi salam. So we have transgressed and we did wrong. He said, this is my brother. He have 99 lambs and I have one. And he said, give it to me. And he talked to me he could not even right from left. Of course, it makes you nervous. So Dawood alayhi salam, as a normal, he have done you wrong to bring the two together. The other one has 99. And a lot of the people and then Dawood, he thought that we have tested him. Because of this rashness and the judgment, he thought that we go. So he repented to Allah, and he prostrated to Allah and repented. So we forgive him that, and he have a good coming back, good reward. Our forefathers used to rush away from that position of judgment. Now people trying to take any position in the judgment to be a judge, and they will spend all the money they can. So he will take the first part of being a judge, and that's reverse to the position of the example of our forefathers. They were too concerned to stay away from it, and they know what this position brings. Ali ibn Abi Talib said, if people know Al-Malak said that and if I had to take I'd rather to go to my grave, and the people told him, no, you told him to go. He said, yes, I looked at the public, did not look to my people. People need his knowledge, his justice. So I looked at people and their need to them. I did not look to him. And Macron used to say, I'd rather to be killed than to be a judge. And the Sheikh mentions a lot of our forefathers, they used to refuse to be judges. And I had to say, if you became a judge, give it one day and cry the next day for the test you go through. And there's a hadith that's not authenticated, but it is weak, but its meaning is in different places. The judge, he will be thrown what he see from the punishment. He wish he never settled between two people, not even over in a date. So this will take us that this ayah about the forbidden of bribery. here is very clear. Allah talk about the bribery. This will take us about the bribery. The bribery now, if there is something they cannot do except by giving bribery, this the Sheikh is giving an example. If you wanted to build a building and you cannot do that because there's someone in the city official one official who will not let you give you the permit unless you bribe him, this forfeit, it is you have no choice. But the contracts, it could be too haram from two parts or permissible from both parts, or could be wrong from one part and acceptable from the other. To spend when you spend money to take a right of others, this is wrong from both parts. The one who give and the one who receive, both are wrong and both deserve Allah's punishment. Or could be wrong from one part and for account, like the bribery, when it is the only way to get your right or to force some harm. All other ways were exposed. So that's the only way you could get your money is by, or your right is by bribing that official. So the official who forced that bribery is the one who is wrong, and he is the one who's doing wrong, haram. Otherwise your right will be gone. At that time, at this position, it is allowed for those who spend it, and it will be wrong for the person who took it, and will be destruction for him. And the scholar they mentioned that the scholar from before and nowadays, that they took the burden from those who have no other choice but to bribe someone to gain their rights or to prevent some harm away from them. Today, if someone came to you and he took your son and he said, I need $500,000 to give your son back, this is a criminal who did the kidnapping, and every law and every religion, every way. But when you pay that money to get your son, it's okay, because you have no other choice. So you pay it, you're allowed to do that, and it is destruction for the person who took it. So the money, when it is the way to gain your right or to prevent any harm, it is allowed, and you have no other higher authority they could complain to. Who will do you justice? Then you don't. If you have a way out, no. But if that's not there's no way around it, and every harm is supporting each other, and the people of the truth are strangers. Then at that situation, then you have the permission from Allah. Whenever there's no other way besides being that bribe or that form. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Ameen. Ibn Hazm, one of the old scholars, he said, and the bribery is not allowed, which is what a person gives, so he will be judged on wrongfully, or to reach a position, or to do wrong, or to have someone else being done wrong to him. But a person who was prevented his right and he paid so he could prevent the harm on himself, and then it is permissible to the person who gives, and the person who receives, he is sinned. Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah says, if he gave him a gift to stop his evil, or to prevent harm, it is allowed to the person who gives, but not the one who receives. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, I am the person who used to give him the money that's given to me from war or whatever, and he is holding it with fire. He said, why you give it to them if he's taking it like he's taking fire? He said, they refuse except to accept, and Allah don't want me to be miser. These people have no, they will talk bad about me, so they refuse except to ask me, and Allah refused to make me as a miser. There is a point here that if someone came with his position, like you have connection to a person in position, and someone asks you, like in some societies, you need someone to intercede on your behalf to get a position or something done. The intercession, it is in something that is a good deed, that it is a good deed. It is rewarded for. Whomever intercede in behalf to do something good, he get a part of it, and whomever do a bad intercession, he get a part of it. And Allah is aware of everything. And in the hadith of al-Bukhari, Abu al-Ash'ari, the Prophet ﷺ, if someone came and asked him, or someone who's in need, he said, intercede, you will be rewarded. And the Prophet ﷺ used to give on behalf of his messenger what he wished. But can you take the reward, the money for the intercession? This is something that people look at. Some they forbid it because they use the hadith of Abi Umama that the Prophet ﷺ said, whomever intercede to his brother in an intercession and give him a gift and he accepted it, then he have get a great part of usury, riba. So he took the money for the intercession. But if you spent time and you brought some time and you spent hours preparing, just like the lawyer's job, anything of that sort, to take money for the time that you spent and money you spent and expenses that it took you. So this phone call to someone is not enough to take money on it, to make it a part of making money. And this is different from who work in the official places. There's officials who goes between all of the parts of the who goes to do paperwork. He is a clerk. He is doing this. He is doing these. This is different from this intercession like if you have know the person, if you call someone because you know him to intercede for his behalf, somebody, you don't need to, you don't get reward for it, financial reward for it. And if you did not, and the other scholar, they said, if you did not ask for the money, you didn't you did everything and you finished the whole thing, and someone came in, there's a hadith, if you did not money without looking for it or asking for it, this is sustenance that Allah sent it to you, because you didn't ask for it, you did not put it as a condition, you didn't put yourself. There is a hadith, whomever get goodness from his brother without asking for it or desire from himself, then he need to accept it and not to return it back. It is sustenance that Allah sent it to you. In the Sahih Muslim, it allowed to take whomever given without asking, or indication that there is in return for some other favor. You're like seeking Allah, don't waste your reward, the reward from Allah. I know in our societies, to be a policeman, for example, or to be a judge, there's people in the government, and there's like a standard fees. If you want to go policeman, you have to pay this much, and each one has their own quota and how many people he could intercede into. This is not from the Muslim culture, nor their action, or their religion. It's not. It's amazing how our ummah is like that. That's what makes them the carnival of the slaves. And this who spend the money to become a policeman, and his first agenda is to how could he corrupt with his own dreams on how he's going to corrupt and collect money unjustly. I don't judge all people, because there's a lot of people who are good, who are people who fear Allah, and I've seen them. But I'm talking about the philosophy on how we're going to get a job, and through intercession and paying money and bribery. This is wrong. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to bring us back in the righteous way. Inshallah, Shaykh is making dua. Say Amin. Subhanakallah, alhamdulillah. If we have a call, we'll make it to the officials. Because if he's good, then with his good intention, a lot of people are going to benefit. Two types of people. If they are good, people are good. And if they're corrupted, people are corrupted. The scientists, the scholars, and the rulers. And the Sheikh is making poetry about the last point. The scholars and the leaders are the one. If they are good, everybody's good, and if they are corrupted, everybody's corrupted. The Sheikh is making dua. Say Amin. We'll talk inshallah on Monday. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله